This rating may close before we even get
Hey you guys, we're bringing you another episode of games that you should pick up and definitely play. Now, today I am joined with my son, my youngest, and he's actually the one that was playing this game at the time. But let me go ahead and start off by saying that this right here is Transformers Fall of Cybertron. This one that you're seeing, that you're watching right now, came out on the PS3. I'm not sure if it made it to the 360, but I think it did, to be honest with you. But that's what you're watching. This one's on the PS3. And my son's the one that was actually playing the game at the time. The graphics in the game are better than you would expect. The sound really, if you have a decent headset or a good sound system or even a decent one, you know, it'll push you there. I would like to say, you know, this one is to Sony and Microsoft. Games like this, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one out there, they should be, by bare minimum, 3D. If you can put these types of games in the VR, and I understand that the VR was not out yet when this game came, but, you know, from this point forward, you know, make it a standard to at least make it in 3D and then possible VR. And I guarantee you, you'll probably sell a lot more games because you're giving people options. People who spend $500 on a VR system, then give them games to play it with. You know, people who spend, you know, $2,000 and $3,000 on their 3 televisions and all that, give them games to play it with. Let them enjoy the games more, and I guarantee you'll sell a lot more. Give people options. But I'm gonna go ahead and hand this one over to my son, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about the game for a second. So Phoenix, go ahead and tell me, Fall of Cybertron, what did you think about this game?
I thought it was pretty fun. Once we get to the next level, this one is a lot easier. It's less of a challenge. The next 2 levels, or should I say the next 3 levels,
Are they pretty hard?
They're more of a challenge for me.
Okay, alright. So, I want you guys to understand that my son is 6 years old. So, if he can play this game, you know, most people, I would assume, that are trying to either, one, get into video games so they can enjoy it with their kids, or those that are just trying to get into video games, period, you know, who happen to like the Transformer games. This is a good game. I mean, it'll kind of give you the rundown of most games that you might come across. I'm talking about shooters, I'm talking about racing games, I'm talking about, you know, third-person shooters. You even have your first-person type shooter, you know, that type of stuff. You got like a story in it. The game has a lot to offer. It really does. It's not going to be a game you're going to beat overnight unless you absolutely have no life and nothing to do. So, so tell me, what characters have you seen in this game so far?
I saw, like, on the levels, like the characters who I can't beat.
Whether you can beat them or you just kind of see them in the game. Like, so like, if you can play them or not, what characters have you seen so far in this game?
I saw Starscream on level 3.
Okay, I mean, Starscream's on level 3, but let's see, have you seen Megatron?
I saw, like, do you know how Megatron's talking to them, to Optimus at first in this. You guys saw it.
Service lift online.
I saw Warp, I think Warpath, I think.
Warpath?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Cliff Jumper and I'm stuck on that level and
Okay. What about like Ironhide and like Ratchet? And have you seen them in a game yet?
yeah. I saw him on level 2 on this and this level.
And there's Optimus, of course.
Yeah.
And B.
He like sacrificed himself for Optimus Prime, and Megatron pretty much shot him with this cannon.
Okay, well we don't want to tell the story. Let them play the game and let them find out for themselves. But here's another little something about this. Now, for people who played Transformer games before and didn't like them, if you played the movie games, I want to go ahead and just say, now this is a matter of opinion, but those movie games, they kind of suck. They just do. I mean, they'll go ahead and they'll throw in some newer cars that we see, like Camaros and, you know, Audi R8s and things like that. And then the controls are really choppy. The graphics look like something that came from Xbox, the first Xbox, and then, you know, PlayStation 2. And the voice acting is rather cheesy. I mean, it's just, it looks like a game that somebody really just kind of rushed to kind of get out there to say that they did. With these games here, and I'm mentioning that's War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, both were in the PlayStation 3 time frame. So those of you who have PlayStation 3s and 360s, you should be able to find this. Go to your local GameStop or something like that, or you can get them online like Amazon or eBay or something like that. These games are really fun. They're good, and like I said before, there's a lot to do. Like even in was it War for Cybertron? I haven't checked on this one yet because you know, usually I'll start the game for my son, and then what'll end up happening is he'll end up playing it more than I do. So he'll know what's going on and I won't. But the first one, which is War for Cybertron, you could actually create your own Transformer. So you choose a class and the way he looks and all this other stuff. And that's about as far as I got on it. I never really like took it online. So there you go. What's going on, Phoenix?
On War for Cybertron, can you like pick a Decepticon like Starscream or stuff, or all you know is that you can create?
You mean like, can I pick one that like an airplane and then kind of make it look like Starscream?
You know, like find one that's already there, like Starscream, Thundercracker.
Well, they have like different classes. So you have like, you know, the leader class, and then you have like the brute class and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, and then like
Megatron and Optimus are in the brute class.
Well, leader
and brute.
But you know, I'll tell you guys, you know, this is a game definitely worth picking up, and I will tell you guys, or parents, that the game is safe for kids. There's nothing to worry about in this game. I really like the fact that they made these games. I really hope that they make them for like the current generation. You know, your Xbox One and PS4. Reason why is because this game to me was kind of ahead of its time, and it's kind of another one of those games that kind of slipped under the radar because everybody at the time was playing Call of Duty and Battlefield and whatever else, Mass Effect was going on at that time. So, having said that, this game kind of gives me that opportunity to kind of show my son, like, 'cause, you know, he watches like the Netflix version of Transformers, so you have like the Rescue Bots and the Transformer Prime and all that. Well, for anybody who grew up in the 80s, you see you'll see this game and then you'll be like, you know, like, oh man, that does look like B. Alright, cool. You know, it's like there's Prime, and you know, the voice acting and the sound is all, I mean, it's good. I mean, they use Decepticons, like they have like Insecticons, they have the Dinobots, they have Jetfire, and not, you know, old crusty Jetfire that you saw in the movie. No, they have, you know, Jetfire, and I mean, they have Zeta Prime. Now keep in mind that Zeta Prime, not that I know of, you can't play as Zeta Prime, but the thing is that they show him in the game. They show a lot of Transformers in the game that they don't even talk about in the movies or the cartoons. This stuff is from the 80s. So it's like if they brought out like another He-Man or Thundercats cartoon, or even GoBots, if anybody remembers that. And then you see, I'm showing my son where it comes from. So, you know, that's a nice thing that, you know, I like that they did that, and I kind of hope that they continue to do it, because these games are really good. They really are. They're fun, and they're what you would expect from a Transformer game. So, Phoenix, why don't you go ahead and why don't you tell us about, like, you know, controls. I mean, are the controls easy to pick up and just kind of play?
If you played Dark Spark, you're going to get a hang of this real quick, because it's like the shooting button's the same, the vehicle mode and the unvehicle mode is the same.
Oh, so you mean like the transform button?
Yeah.
Okay.
The aim button's the same, and pretty much what you expect, but if you beat this game, like the one where you're watching right now, the R2 button's maybe not even in that game. It's maybe not even in that one.
Oh, okay. Wait, Darkspark, that's the one that was kind of like the movie game, and then you have like this type of game right here kind of mixed together?
Yeah, but
okay.
Some of the stuff is different.
Okay, I got you. But overall, if you guys didn't catch that, what he was saying was the controls are similar. So if you played Darkspark before, the controls are going to be very similar to this. And it's a game that you're gonna pick up, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. So
CyberTron,
Phoenix,
the world we Autobots have strived to protect.
when it comes to, do you think people should pick up this game? Or at least play it?
Have caused the
Yeah.
greatest of casualties.
Okay, now,
Our planet's very core.
which one do you think is harder? Do you think Fall of Cybertron, or do you think War for Cybertron is harder?
Fall.
Fall of Cybertron is harder?
Most of
Definitely,
us have
if you
abandoned our home
counted
in hopes of finding a new
Darkspark,
life form.
it's definitely going to be Darkspark.
Yeah, Darkspark was pretty hard.
Leader
I don't know
of the
why.
Autobots.
But,
We do not know how many of our brothers escaped Megatron's blockade.
you know,
I can only be certain.
you guys
Just what transport remains.
we're, as always, we're bringing you guys just a segment of games that, you know, that's what this is. This segment is all about games that you guys should pick up, play, games that are safe for kids or not safe for kids. But this part of the channel is about games that you should really look into, because I mean, we all go to the game store and we're like, what should I get? What should I get? What you're seeing here is gameplay. It's not me playing it, it's my son playing it. And as you can see, if he can play this game, it does not mean that the game is that easy, because these games are not easy. They're not. You know, they're fun, and you know, they just, I mean, look, is that Optimus right there?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, as you can see, Optimus looks like Optimus that we grew up on. You know, and I mean, I don't even know what that gun cannon thing is over there, but
It's called the Wolf Cannon.
okay, well, yeah, that looks dangerous. But you know, the game is fun. You know, by now, I mean, it's not going to be expensive. You're not going to pay $50 or $60 for it. And overall, I'm just taking the time to play these games, or have my son play the games, and we're gonna basically bring you guys a list of games. I mean, that's what this is. This is part of that list of games that you should pick up or definitely play, because when we play or buy games that are good, it forces developers to get better. But if we buy junk, then that's what they're going to continuously bring us. It's junk. Now, is there anything you want to close with, Phoenix?
Okay. If you beat this game before, or at least like beat the cliff jumper level, I beat this level like, I think like 2 days after this gameplay. And if you beat that cliff jumper level, give us a comment in the description below.
Alright, if you guys beat the level, he wants you guys to, I guess, tell him how you did it or something. I don't know. And as always, you guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll continuously drop more videos as, you know, we have them, or, you know, we kind of edit them a little bit. That way, you know, you guys have something to watch and just kind of add to your list of games that you should have in your collection or play. You know, and once again, if a game is bad or just like not that great, I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you. You know, if a game is good, I will tell you.
It's Optimus Prime.
But you guys go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video, and we'll check you guys out in the next one. Alright, sounds good. You want to say bye, Phoenix?
Optimus.
Bye.
Without Grimlock, Megatron rolled right over us.
Easy, soldier. Thank you,
I
Bumblebee.
think I got it. Try it now. Power's still not stable. Do it over. Power's failing. Optimus, I need your help.
Ratchet, how can I help?
Silverbolt's leaked too much energon. We need to stabilize his power. Grab that cable. Now, plug it into his power supply. We blew a regulator. Matrix. We need that power online. Power's back.
Well met, Ratchet.
Thanks, Primus. I'll handle the rest, Optimus. I'm sure you're needed elsewhere.